welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if you are new, welcome to my channel. Don't forget to hit the red subscribe button down below so that you can keep up with all the craziness that is the Spoonie and the Roomies. So today I'm going to be very quickly going through my 24-week update. So I hit 24 weeks on Tuesday. I do change weeks every Tuesday. So basically this week baby is the size of a large eggplant and weighs about 1.2 ounces. She's moving around a ton. She's definitely being a lot more vocal about like if she doesn't like a position that I'm sitting in, or if I sit too long. My food aversions, I guess, have gotten a lot better. Like if there's something that like makes me feel nauseous, like it's not like an immediate like nauseous sick feeling, it's just like yeah, that's not, I don't feel the best. What else? Oh, my heartburn and acid reflux is back with a vengeance. I actually have been having a really hard time sleeping because I sleep like on my side, and as soon as I like lay down in a vertical position, I get super bad acid reflux. And it's really weird because like I can be fine all day and not have an issue, but as soon as I lay down, like it's a problem. So I've been like trying to prop myself up at night, which is kind of working and kind of not. So I don't know, I may actually have to end up moving out into the living room, into the recliner, just because it's more it'll be more comfortable for me to be like in a sitting up position. I don't know, we'll see. Let's see what else. Oh, my feet have started swelling, which is fun. Not like major, not anything like I'll have to start worrying about like preeclampsia or anything like that. It's like just normal swelling. Fluid retention. It's a beautiful thing. What else? Oh, so my hips have been killing me. I've actually been having to sleep with a pillow between my legs to try and relieve some of that pressure. And it's not terrible. Surprisingly, it's not terrible later in the day. It's a lot more painful in the morning. I'm a lot stiffer in the morning, and I'm interested to talk to my doctor about it and see how much is like the fact that it's my second pregnancy, so my body knows what it's doing, and how much of it is her being in a weird position, and how much of it is my arthritis, because like it does get better throughout the day, so I don't know. Anyways, so the other things that I wanted to talk about, because I have gotten some questions on it. So with my pregnancy with Eliza, we had 2 ultrasounds. We had the first one when I was like 10 weeks, I think. Yeah, to just like estimate the due date. And then at like 20 something weeks, which was our anatomy scan, which I mean is completely normal. As long as your pregnancy is normal and baby is healthy, generally you only get 2 ultrasounds, or at least that's how the doctors around here work. This baby Ava has had 1, 2, 3, 4 ultrasounds and we are going for another one soon, which is actually going to be a fetal echocardiogram. So basically, we had the first ultrasound fairly early because it wasn't even that early. Because we wanted to know my due date, because she was not planned. I have skipped a couple cycles here and there, so we wanted to know how far along I was, because obviously, like, if you skip cycles or things like that, or if your cycle's longer, like, it changes things, because generally when they calculate your due date, they count 40 weeks from your, like, the first day of your last period. They count 40 weeks from that. And so for me, like, they weren't sure exactly how far along I was, and so it was one of those things. Because I could have been earlier, I could have been later. So I mean, that one was normal though. They saw her heartbeat and everything. The second one was our anatomy scan, and it was a little bit early. We did that at 19 weeks, I believe, or like 19 weeks and a day or something. She was not cooperating. She wasn't sitting in the proper position. And so they couldn't get all the pictures that they needed. So they, they were like, oh, no big deal. We'll just schedule you for another ultrasound in 2 weeks. So I went back in 2 weeks, and then they got just about everything except for her hands and the outflow chambers of her heart. The hands weren't as big of a deal, because like we could, on the other ultrasounds, like you could see her hands and you could count her fingers, because they were just like balled up like this, but her thumb was out, so like you could see it. But I guess they wanted, like, they prefer pictures of her like fingers all spread out. So for our third ultrasound, they got her hands, but they still couldn't get the chambers of her heart. She wasn't laying in the right position. And I mean, we tried. I rolled around and I got up and I walked around, and nothing. We even tried, like, there's like these loud noise things that you can do that like maybe they move, and that didn't work either. So she's also been like moving around like crazy to begin with. Like, she was breech, and then she wasn't breech, and now she's breech again, which means her head is up. But I'm really interested to see what this scan has to do. From what I read, it's kind of like an ultrasound, but they use semi-different equipment. So I'm interested to see how that works. But basically they're doing it just so that they can make sure that the outflow chambers of her heart are working properly, and there aren't any like murmurs or anything weird like that. My doctor she was like, I'm not necessarily worried about it at this point. She sounds good, but it's just to rule it out or to prepare for it if we need to prepare for it. So yeah. And then as of right now, because she is still breech, they are basically telling us that if she hasn't turned by 35 weeks, I think I talked about this in a different video. If she hasn't flipped by 35 weeks, and in a head down position, they will schedule me for an for a C-section it's like the last week in June, I think. Yeah, it's like the last week in June is when they'll have me scheduled for a C-section, which, I mean, I don't really want to experience if I don't have to, but at the end of the day, like, whatever is going to be safest for me as well as for the baby. So yeah, so I think that is it for her I don't know, 24-week update. I'll show you guys the belly real quick, just the bump, not the actual belly, but oh yeah. All right, there she is in all her glory. She is a big girl. I can scoot back. This is actually a like sweater dress, but it's not quite long enough to cover my butt. So I just roll it up and use it as a maternity shirt. But there we are at 24 weeks. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in our next video. Bye!